There's no better way to say it or better way to put it than to actually say start where you are, do what you can, use what you have. Don't keep waiting for when the big opportunity comes or when you have the bigger one. Just start with what you have and where you are. It's the conversation on TOS Television Network, your digital first Pan-African news network. And as always, that conversation comes to you from Abuja, that's Nigeria's capital city. And my name is Ade Sawasi.
And my name is Merciful Ajunimo. Thank you for joining us on the conversation. How are you doing, Ade?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good.
So I've been missing from the show for a while.
We definitely miss you. And I know that you know that we miss you, but you just want us to say it.
Yes, I wanted to hear
You always want us to say it. That's fine. We miss you.
All right, so we move straight into stories and happenings from across Africa, starting with Sudan. Sudan's coup head and army chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan was sworn in on Thursday as the country's head of a new transitional council he appointed following the military takeover late last month. He had been shrugging off domestic and international pressure to reverse the coup. I didn't see this one coming. I did not see it coming. I literally thought Sudan was going to, go back to civilian rule. He had promised that they were going to go back to transitional
Especially
government.
with the protests that happened in the
and
country.
all of that. I didn't know he was.
We do hope everything, comes to a normal,
Yes.
standstill and peace just reigns, basically.
I know, yeah.
The government of Ethiopia said on Thursday that any Ethiopian staff working for the United Nations or African Union do not live in space and will be punished for any law breaking.
Wow. Okay. So moving away from that to Eastern Congo, where a passenger motorboat hit a rock and capsized at 9 a.m. on Lake Kivu in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo on Thursday, that's yesterday, leaving at least 2 people drowned and dozens missing. The transport minister and a local civil society representative said.
Now, this is a very sad news.
Yes, a very sad one. I just hope the body. I don't want to say the bodies, but I just hope we don't have casualties and all of that.
And people are recovering and everything.
Yes, exactly. All right, that's it for development across Africa. But before we proceed, go on with the show. I'm going to be bringing you COVID-19 update from across Africa right now. And after that, we'll be moving straight into the big story.
Thank you for staying tuned to the conversation showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. It's that time where I say you have to be a part of our social media community. Follow us across all our social media platforms at TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course stay updated on our website www.tostvnetwork.com to find out about what's happening in Nigeria and of course across Africa. Do not forget to also subscribe to our YouTube page so you do not miss out on our amazing content. Please like it as well. Thank you for joining us on the conversation. This time is the big story. And this time we just want to talk about what your plans are basically. I know I'm going to ask Adesoa definitely, but as Yuletide season, draws closer, people start to have plans. And in Nigeria especially, this is the time where we see people complain about price hike, see people complain about, you have to amass all the wealth you can. You have to gather all the money so you can spend and have fun with your family. But it's not always the case, because just yesterday we spoke about agricultural sector in Nigeria and how we're trying to operate within this era where we're talking about price hiking food and of course insecurity issues. But then again, it baffles me how people will definitely plan this time, especially when Christmas is approaching. What is your own plan basically at this work?
I wouldn't even know what my plan is, honestly. I wouldn't know, because usually at this time of the year is when we usually have hiking food prices, because everyone just there's the rush for the bags of rice and all of that, so you're going to get sales no matter how you hike the price and all of that. That's standard. Everybody expects that to happen at this time. But prior to this time, we've been seeing the constant hike in food prices. The federal government has said they were investigating why, the hike keeps happening. And sometimes they said, oh, we're nearing a food insecurity as a matter of national security. It has gotten that bad.
Yes,
to
has.
actually say food insecurity right now is a matter of national threat and national concern at this point. And then they have said insecurity is one of the reasons because, farmers can't go to the farm and their produce get destroyed and all of that. Even cattle headers and all of that, they can't really head their cattle because you keep having the headers farmers clashes and all of that. So that has hampered on the importation or exportation, within the country of food and all of that, causing a hike in price. That has been a standard. But you're not saying that with that, not coupled with the normal hike in food price
that we see every year.
Now you're not trying to picture what would it be
like. Definitely.
Do you get it?
Yes, because before the insecurity issue, was like a very major concern. Of course, insecurity is something that, once in a while, the government, tries to, put measures in place to make sure that we are safe, which is one of their primary responsibilities.
Yes.
So every year, we definitely see this period where, there's because it's just common. It's like a formula. When the demand is high, when the supply when the demand is high, supply is reduced. So people start to increase the prices because we have so many people asking for the same thing. And now we're having a case where there's insecurity and, farmers cannot access their farms and farm and bring product. Definitely is going to be a hike in price. So I'm just bothered and really concerned in how an average Nigerian like myself, I know you're not an average Nigerian at this way, yes, definitely. But an average Nigerian like myself would, would cope. With all of the plans that we have, to get food, especially food, which is very, very important.
It's pathetic because usually before now, you be hearing people talking, I think it's a Nigerian thing, talking about Dirty December. And
yes, where you have to, just
look, I went flaunt whatever I've amassed, during the year. But not so many people are talking about that right now.
Of course, survival first.
Survival first. And then we're talking about food. But have you heard about the price of cooking gas?
We've been hearing that for 2 months now, and it's been increasing.
It's increasing. So I think it has to do with some gas importation or supply. I'm not quite sure what it is. But so you're talking about the prices of food. So the price of food have increased. But if you even are in a, I don't want to say wealthy enough to buy, common food items, you still need the gas to actually, prepare the food items. So even that has skyrocketed. So where does that now leave the ordinary Nigerian? Ordinary Nigerian like you and I don't know what he was talking about earlier. Ordinary Nigerian. But where does that leave the ordinary Nigerian? The person who lives from hand to mouth, the person who has to work daily to actually get daily bread. So you have to actually, get an income today to be able to feed today. Where does that leave you? And it's just really sad.
If you ask me, I would definitely say I think we should start to prioritize the importance of food.
I think the country does know that. I think it's just, talking about diversifying. We have been talking. We've been saying Nigeria needs
so
to
much talk, if you ask
diversify
me.
its economy, urgently. We're still a country, a mono-dependent country, a country that is dependent largely on oil, which is because oil, I think in the next 10 years might even go extinct. The barrel, I think it was today, Libya has overtaken Nigeria as the biggest oil producer in Africa. So it keeps dropping, but we're still dependent on that same oil when we should be looking at the agricultural sector. But looking at the agricultural sector today, the insecurity issues hampering on that one. Farmers can farm headers, you get no cattle, no livestock. So it's like the economy, I don't want to say this, but it just looks like the reality of things, that the economy is crippling really fast, crumbling really fast, and then us, the common men, are going to, largely be at the end of it.
So are you of the opinion that we'll tackle insecurity first?
Yes, I think once the security is nipped in the bud or is tackled, I think every other thing falls into place. So we tackle insecurity, then the issue of food insecurity is reduced to the barest minimum, and then we start to look at economic diversification, so we start to diversify and look at agriculture first. I think if we look towards agriculture, then we'll be able to look towards being not just a consuming nation, but also a manufacturing nation that can export to other countries. We could look at that, and then we could start to maybe look at the ICT sector, which is also booming. It's growing really fast. I feel like Nigeria should look into that sector as well. Because technology is like where the world is going right now. So we look at the ICT sector, and I think if we just have maybe those three things under check, have it like have a grip on those three things, I think we'll be able to recover fast.
I really do like the fact when you said agricultural sector, you were so passionate. I was going to ask, do you have a farm? Because you were like, agricultural sector. I know we've had guests on the show who have always said we more of a subsistence, farming method. That's what we practice mostly, because just me, myself, and my family. But I think we should start to think outside the box. Try to see how you can, make, because we have the land. We have the resources. We can farm in whatever land.
The weather is
we have the weather is good for us too. So I think everyone, you and I, should just try and do something. I mean, I'm going to get a farm soon. I know, we know how food is important, especially in Nigeria. And of course, Adesoa likes food, and I know that
food.
she likes food so much. So your plan, the plan I'll definitely ask someone is just know that the December period is a period where things will definitely hike, right?
Things,
So just plan for it.
Planning for it, maybe just do things in moderation. You don't have to plan to do so much. No. So we don't enter January and you start to say your village people are after you because of all of that stuff.
All right, thank you for staying tuned. Just drop your comments, concerns, and opinions on our social media platforms. That is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at TOS TV Network. We'll be happy to read them and, of course, bring them on the show. Thank you for joining us on the conversation. It's been a wonderful period with Adesoa right here. I know it's Friday, so we cannot even wait for her to enjoy the weekend and everything. My name is Merciful Ajinamo.
My name is Adesoa. So thank you so much for joining in, and we're going to see you on Monday.